Welcome to the boardroom. I'm your host, the chairman. Today on the agenda, Folklore the Affliction. Designed by Will Donovan and Nick Blaine and published by Greenbrier Games. So Folklore the Affliction is an adventure game set in a dark fantasy universe where you play the role of, a number of characters going on quests to beat back the evil that is creeping across the land. I think the best introduction that can be given to the game is the one they give in the rule book, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read to you right now. Embark on an adventure of dark fantasy steeped in fear, myth, and superstition. Hunt or be hunted by creatures of antiquity and legend. Search dangerous locales to find clues to the source of evil sinking its claws into the heart of the land, devastating its people and settlements. Free the denizens from the scourge of witchcraft and vampirism. Oppose the spreading darkness as it overtakes the land by playing one of 6 unique characters whose skill and knowledge grow as they face challenges after challenge. Harness the power of artifacts long forgotten, find rituals from the page of the dreaded Necronomicon. Can you survive, or will you play on as a ghost? Worst still, will you be doomed to transform into one of the creatures that hunt by night? Alright, I added that last part. So yeah, they say one of 6 character. Obviously, I have all the extension for this game, so there are quite a few that were added. But I am actually playing 2 of the characters from the core set, and they even appear right here. That's going to be the Madman and the Telepath. So without further ado, let's dive right in. As you can see, I've already gone ahead and set up the game. And so the game plays rather simply, actually. During the travel phase, you travel around the board, and you every so often you encounter cards, depending whether you are on the road or there'll be road events or off-road events, depending on where you are. And day or night, and they differ. Usually at night they're more dangerous. And then you just go to whatever quest you are on tells you to go. Once you arrive there, on the road you have the chance to encounter what is called skirmish encounters, where it's a fight where you don't actually need to pull out a map or use miniatures or anything. It's just basically you're fighting a card. And it's a quick and dirty fight. It's usually over in a few minutes, one way or the other, depending on how powerful the encounter is. But usually the skirmish encounter are a lot less dangerous than the encounter, the adventuring encounters themselves. So when you get to wherever you're supposed to go on your quest, that's when you pull out a map and you get the miniatures, and then it turns into your basic dungeon crawl experience. So yeah, let's just introduce the characters I'll be playing. So first, I will be playing the Avenging Madman. I've named him Jarek. I have not any relations to the character, David Bowie's character in Labyrinth, maybe a little. So, okay, I'm just going to read his introductory text. The Avenging Madman has a soul driven mad by loss. That should read, is a soul driven mad by loss. Anyway. At the end of a hard day's labor, he fell asleep in the barn amongst bales of hay. When he next awoke, the sun shining brightly overhead, The sight that greeted him will forever torment his memory. His entire family massacred. Massacred night. Okay. Like I said, they may have weird phrases, and I think they should have used a little editing here. So his entire family massacred night by something clearly inhuman. But the body of his wife was not among the victims. Driven to the brink of insanity, he took his bale hook and followed the track to this land, which is afflicted by things pulled straight from his nightmares. Rage is his purpose, and revenge his weapon. So I've taken the focus of the Avenging Madman will be the Avenger, which gives two possible abilities. Either the Avenger gives all other character fighting the same foe he is a +1 damage to melee attack, or at the start of an encounter, place a tracking token on a target. As long as you do not change target, you inflict +1 damage against it. That's pretty useful against boss characters. So yeah, that's the Avenging Madman. And then the second character will be the Telepath. Now, the Telepath is a talented mentalist who can access unique and powerful psychic abilities. She has long hidden her talent from family and friends, fearing she would be outcast as a freak. But after seeing visions in her mind's eye that of evil spreading across the land, she realized that her gift could help in staunching the flow of corruption. And her focus will be a telekinetic. You are fond of your ability to throw another being with the force of your mind. Use 1 less power when using the psychokinesis ability. So my psychokinesis costs 1 less. And you receive +1 range with thrown weapons. Alright then. Okay, so his starting items and abilities for the Avenging Madman is the Bale Hook, which gives him +5 might, and it scores 1d4 +1 damage. His abilities are Keep It Coming, ignore 1d4 damage from an attack, usable during a skirmish. That's practical. And the other one is Environmental Slaughter. When an adjacent corporeal foe dies, tear a limb from its body and slam it into an enemy up to 2 spaces away, dealing 1d6 damage. That's pretty gruesome. He beats someone to death, then rips his limbs off and throw it to someone else. Okay, so and also when he starts, he's supposed to start with one bandage token, which allows him to recover 4 vitae. But because I'm playing 2 characters, just 2 characters, they usually recommend at least 3 or 4. When you play 2 characters, you gain a couple of bonuses. First, I gain an additional, as you can see, bandage token. I also gain a boon, which is a 1-use bonus. So this boon, when I use it, adds 1d6 to any die roll. So maybe that's something that can make the difference between a missed or successful attack. And I also receive a militia companion, which in this case, I drew it randomly, and it was a townsman, which gives my Avenging Madman +1 awareness and +1 speech. So basically, he has someone to do his talking for him, because he's not the most sociable person, to say the least. And his heirloom, a gift from his, dead wife, or so he believes, is a pocket clock watch. Your timing is impeccable. Receive +1 strength. So, yeah, his stats are as follows. He has 23 vitae, 39 defense, plus 5 might, plus 2 damage. He has 5 power point, and a stride, which normally is 4, but because of his watch, it's 5. So he can move 5 square or 5 spaces on the road. His skills, he only has 2. It's ecology plus 2, he used to be a farmer, and nerve plus 2, which means that not a lot can shake his resolve. Now, as for our telepath, which her name is Sabine. Don't ask me why, I just like that name. So her starting abilities and items were, of course, again, a bandage. She received an additional 1 because of her the fact that I'm playing 2 characters. Her boon is reroll a failed skill check. And her starting item, is the Quartz Lantern, which is basically a ranged weapon. It allows her to focus her telepathic ability in psychic bolts, I think. And it also acts as a light source. So basically, when we're in darkness space, we won't receive the penalty. Psychic keyword required. Obviously, it's sort of a focus for psychic ability. And when she hits, she has a 3 charge per encounter. When she hits, it's 1d4 plus 1 damage. Same as the Bale Hook, actually. Then she has Psychic Implosion. Crush brain matter of foe, inflicting 1d4 and force them to lose their turn on a roll of 6 on a 6 die. Ignore absorption. Well, that's good. In skirmish, drop skirmish counter by 1. And psychokinesis. So it gives her the ability, it costs 2, but in her case it costs only 1 because of her telekinetic focus. So she can push a target 2 space in any direction. If she spends an additional power point, she can push them 4 spaces. And if I remember correctly, when you push something and they encounter an obstacle, they receive damage. Or do they receive damage as soon as you push them? I'm not sure. I'm gonna... Yeah, push. Oh no. Well, that's interesting. When you push someone, they immediately receive 1d4 damage. So that's another interesting attack. And yeah, she has most of her abilities are range attack. She doesn't have any melee attack. So I think that you have a penalty when you fight use range attack in a melee setting. Yeah, her heirloom. The heirloom that she received is a Tincture of Ether. Recover 1 power point anytime you find an item while searching. Oh, that's interesting. And she also has a companion militia. And it's a personal guard. Receive absorption 1 from foe attack, which means that she reduces all damage that she receives from enemies by 1. Okay, so the adventure I will be playing is the very first, the introductory adventure, which is called Everything Changes. So it's a dusk level adventure, so basically the easiest setting. We start at the Church of the Crossroad. Usually it's a little meeple, but there was one of the extension that where you got this metal thing, which represents your group moving across the world map. I think that it looks pretty cool. And it's supposed to be 90 minutes, but we'll see about that. So, here we go. Now we're going to start with The Arrival. You have traveled far, entering a territory of mountains and hills forests, and ancient paths. As you near your destination, an oppressive veil descends as the sky becomes dim. The stagecoach you hired approaches an old stone building with a belfry and enormous arched wooden front doors, whose scroll work tells tales of horror and redemption. The coach rolls to a stop, and you exit and stand before the Church of the Crossroads. The church is an age-old monument and gateway to this ancient mountainous territory. As you near the wooden doors, you head inside. To head inside, you hear the sounds of a struggle from within. Entering the church, you see an old curator cowering at a band of highwaymen. The highwaymen are ragged and filthy. With the dangerous edge of the desperate, they demand food and valuables. So, we have our first story skill check. Any one character, we have to choose one character. And it's going to be a speech 8. We try to convince the highwaymen that they should leave this poor old guy alone. So, the only character that has any bonus in speech is my madman, amusingly, because of his townsmen. So basically, it's the townsman that's with me that's trying to convince those highwaymen to go away. So we're going to be trying to do that, and it's a speech 8. And since I have +1, means I only need a 7 to succeed. Now, I have a boon that could help on that roll, but I don't think I'm going to use it just yet. I'm going to save it for later. So we're just going to try our first skill roll and see. It sets the mood for the game. Yeah, that's a 10. So it is a success. You exert control and ask them to leave. They realize that the curator is not easy picking and decides to take their trouble elsewhere. Gain a boon. Now, when we gain a boon, I think that everyone gains a boon. I'm not sure. I have to check this out. I'm not certain. I'm still learning this game, as you can see. So, boon, rewards. So when they say gain a boon, do they mean just the character that successfully or boon token? Boons. Character may only possess 2 boons at any one time. You know what? To be honest, they don't say if it's everyone or just one character. So I'm going to assume it's everyone, because just about everything else is rewards everyone. You receive, when you receive reward, lore and coin rewards, they're always for all the characters. So I'm going to assume that the boon is for everybody. And if it's not, well then, I'll just be my bad. So I'm going to select the boon at random. So for the Avenging Madman, it's going to be receive an extra attack. That's going to be very practical for him. And for my Telepath, add 1d6 to any roll, the same he has. So those are the boons that I have to begin the game with. Because I convinced those filthy highwaymen to leave the poor curator alone. So, once this is over, we pursue with... The curator thanks you for driving the brigands away, and for saving the church from being burglarized. He explained this area has begun to attract an unsavory element, and that there are calamities, but that there are calamities far worse to the north. He says, the priest received this a few days ago. He left immediately to investigate. Without warning, he lifts the covering from a table, revealing a bloody mass of fur and flesh. So we have to do yet another... Yeah, we have to do another skill check. This time it's a nerve check. No, nerve 4. Now my madman has a bonus of +2. So basically it only needs a 2 to succeed. Whereas so yeah, he succeeds, so it doesn't bother him at all. He's seen a lot worse. As for our delicate telepath, let's see. No, she's stronger than she looks. So both of them are fine, witnessing this supposedly horrible thing. So success, you steady yourself against the revolting sight. You become centered and recover 1 vita. So I haven't lost any vita, so basically it's... I gained nothing, but I lost nothing either. After recovering from the shock of such a disgusting sight, you examine it more closely. It seems unnatural. The curator explains, wolves have been seen devouring people in the north. A group of Osterlink, yeah, there's no R. I don't know what I thought it was. A group of Osterlink hunters tracked this one down, but no matter how many arrows and spear tips pierced its flesh, it would not stop moving. They brought it to the alchemist first, believing it was bewitched by some evil curse, its form shifting and changing periodically at startling phases. It only stopped after that stone was removed from its stomach. He points to a small pebble encased in glass on a pedestal near the table. Neither the priest nor alchemist knows what it is, but they fear it is related to the source of the trouble in the north. Go to Osterlink to seek out the missing priest and inquire of the people where they found this creature. It is of dire importance that you find the wolf beast's lair. Here are a few coins to help you on your journey. You are welcome to rummage through our cellar and see if you can find something useful to take with you. Return with news when you have found our priest. So each character receives one coin for the cure. Yeah, 1 coin from the curator. Wow. That's a sentence. Okay. Draw 2 item cards to find out what you discovered in the church cellar. It is up to you to decide which character receives the items. If you cannot decide, use a dice to roll off. Alright. So, first we're going to be receiving coins. Now the coins I'll be using, there's no token for the coins in this game, so I'll be using the coin tokens from Sight. You're probably going to recognize them. They look basically like what you'd expect the coin would look like in a world like this. So that's what I'm going to be using. So each receives 1 coin. It's not a lot, but... And I can also pick 2 items. So let's see what they are. Okay. Well, it's a Bowie knife, which can be thrown. So yeah, I think I'm tempted to give that to my telepath. She doesn't have any melee items. So yeah, I think I'm going to give it to the telepath. So there's the Bowie knife for her. And the Amulet of Alacry. Gives +1 defense and acts as a light source. Well, since that's my main melee character, I might as well give him the this, and she already has a light source, so now he does too. Neither of them will be penalized by darkness. Yeah, I think I agree with my choice. So that's what they receive before setting off. Outside, you board the waiting stagecoach, which hastens your journey to the village of Ostelink. So, here's the map, and we have two options when traveling. We can travel by the road from basically one village to the next, or we can go off-road. When we travel on the road, we move a number of space equal to the stride of the lead character. I completely forgot to take out the lead character token, and that's supposed to change every now and again, but one of them needs to have it. So it's my token box here. There's a lot of token for this game, as you can see. So, and this is that's the lead. I'm trying to put this one here and this box back there. I make sure it doesn't fall off the table, because that would be annoying. So yeah. Now the coin, as we use it, this is the day side and this is the night side, just to indicate which encounter we're gonna draw. So whenever we leave either a village or anything for that matter, it's always the day. And we are supposed to change we're supposed to change every time we leave a new area. So I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna give it to the telepath. So she's gonna be the leader for the first day of travel. All right. So like I said, we can travel a number of space equal to our stride, or we can just plunk in the off-road. Off-road, well, it can allow us to move some faster than on the road, but it's a lot more dangerous because the off-road encounters are a lot more lethal, actually. And since I'm starting out in this game, I don't really have much experience or many skills, and certainly not many powerful items. I think I'll just stick to the road for the time being. So, world map. Travel to Ostelink. Ostelink is, as you can see, all the way up there. So I'm going to have some traveling to do. Travel to Ostelink. All character gains +1 stride to their journey to the stagecoach. Leadership should now switch to character 2, since you are transitioning from narrative to the world map, which is what I did. He was the leader when they entered the church, but now when they leave it, it's her. Pass a leader token to them with the day side showing. When character 2 passes the token to the next character, they will flip it to the night side. All right. So, now she has a stride of, if I remember, it's 4. She doesn't have any bonus there. So she has a stride of 4, but because of the stagecoach, it gives her a stride of 5. So that's what we're going to do. First day of travel, we're going to be moving. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to move all the way over here. And we have to have a road event. It's not an encounter, it's an event. I keep calling them road encounters, but it's a road event. So the road event that we are going to be is Deep Slumber. You passed a farmstead, the home of David, a pillar of the community. His daughter rushed from the house, pleading for your help. David was in a wakeless slumber. One character must pass an awareness 8 test. Alright, so it's going to be for the telepath because she's the one with the awareness, the best awareness bonus. She has awareness +2. The townsman gives him awareness +1. So she has the best chance. She needs a 6 to succeed at this die roll. So my trusty dice tray is here. So I need a 6 in order to succeed at this die roll. And I get an 8. So far, so good. So success to this you see a puppet on the floor and destroy it. Now that's P-O-P-P-E-T, not P-U-P-P-E-T. So that's weird. I don't know what a puppet is. I guess it was something that was causing this poor man to sleep without waking. Gain a boon. Alright, so I have already gotten 2 boons. So I can still draw one for each and see if I like the ones I got, or maybe change them. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm still assuming that I draw a boon for each. Someone in the comment may want to tell me if that's correct or not. Okay, so for our Avenging Madman, it would be rerolled a failed skill check. Nope, I don't want it. I'm going to keep the ones I have. As for our telepath's bean, recover all PowerPoint. Oh, that's very good. I think that's a lot better than... Yeah, I think that's better than this skill check thing. So that's what she's going to keep. And that was the first road event of the game. Now, after that, I have to pass the leadership back to the Avenging Madman, and it's nighttime. Now, he has a stride of 5 plus 1 because of the stagecoach, that's 6. And luckily, when you end your movement on a town or on your destination, whatever it may be, you don't need to draw an encounter. So I'm not going to have to draw a night encounter here. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then boom, we're at Wayland Point. Now, we are at a city, which allows us the opportunity to shop, sell stuff, and buy, but we don't really have any money, so I don't think we're going to be doing any shopping. What I am, however, going to do is I am going to trade an item between the two of them. And the item that I'm going to trade is their companions, because I think that the personal guard would be a lot more practical for the Avenging Madman, because he is more likely to be engaged in melee combat more often. So, and she already has a bonus of awareness, which means that she's going to become pretty good, damn good at it, with +3 awareness now. This is something that we can do. I read that in the rules. We can do that at any time except during combat, obviously. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change these, and then we're going to resume the game by leaving Wayland Point to continue our travel to Ostelink. So I have to pass the leadership back to Sabine, and here we go again. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And another road event. This time I think that before we reach Euro Trusk, we're gonna have a night encounter. Alright, so Augur. The old man's blind eye looked within us. He claimed he could tell us the future of future danger for a few coins. Ah, wow. Pay the man 4 coins, which I don't have. If you refuse, become cursed. If you give him the coin, keep this card, discard it to ignore a future skirmish. Wow. So we're cursed already. Now, cursed is a negative condition, which means resist. Ouch. I'll see exactly how that works for cursed. Boons and banes. No, this is not the rule book. So I'm gonna watch. Okay, cursed. Our max vitae has been reduced by 4, and we receive -1 to all skill check. That's annoying. How do we get rid of those? Okay, well, I have the... Again, I have those tokens, different color for different characters, so I'm going to be using blue. I'll be using the blue ones for the little, it's supposed to be the little doll or something. Okay, where are they? Where's the cursed one? Oh, it's not even... Ah, there it is. Cursed. So, yeah, I'm going to give each one their own. So she's going to have the blue ones. She's going to have the red ones. Cursed. So they have -4 maximum vitae and -1 to their skill check. Marvelous. So now her maximum hit points are reduced to 18. And his reduced to 19. Alright. So that happened. Let's get rid of this damn thing. Keep this card. Well, I would keep it if I had paid for it, but unfortunately I can't. So, yeah. Now leadership passes to the Avenging Madmen. And now, with a stride of 6, we're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to have ourselves a night event, a road event. Meeting. She looked as if she had just outgrown childhood, with blonde riglets and pale skin. So I have a little trouble reading this because text is rather small. From the fresh grave a purple light reflected in her dark eyes. They are dead to me, but still of use, she whispers. The leader must pass nerve 6. Alright, the leader is the madman, so normally he has a +2, but because of the curse, there's a penalty of 1, so basically he has +1 to nerve, which means that he needs a 5 in order to succeed. And I succeed. You back away slowly and leave this place. Gain 15 lore. Alright? So, 15 lore. I don't... There's nothing to... I have to mark them right here. 15... 15. Takes 100 to level up a character. Okay, leadership goes back to Sabine. And we're going to make our way to Eurotrask. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, not quite. We have to have another encounter just before we reach Eurotrask. Okay. Respite. 2 women, skirts rolled into their waistbands, stood up to their knees in the river washing clothes. They smiled in greeting and invited you to rest and gossip. Roll 1d4 and gain that many vitae, power point, ghost point. You must choose one. Well, we're not injured. We haven't lost any point. We're just, our maximum has been reduced. There's nothing we can do about that, so that's a pointless encounter. And then we pass the leadership back to the Avenging Madman, and we reach Eurotrask. Now, is there anything that we can do to get rid of this curse? Town service. Eurotrask. There's 3 services per visit. So, purification. Rid yourself of bloodlust, cursed, or possessed status. Well, it costs 30 lore to do that at the chapel. So, yeah. I don't have 30 lore. And even if I did, I don't want to spend it on that. And there's apparently no other way to get rid of it. So I'm stuck with that for the time being. And since I don't have any money, I can't do any shopping. I don't want to sell anything. I like what I have right now, so let's just keep going. The travel, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yet another road event. The bazaar. We wandered through a small roadside market, listening to the babbles of the crowd. A woman brushed past us and knocked an urn from a table. Now we have to rule. Okay, we have to roll a d6, and depending on the result. As you grab the urn, a jolt of power surges through you, leaving you shaking. Lose 4 vitae. Well, only one of us could grab that thing, so only one of us could get the damage, and that's going to be the Avenging Madman. So he's down to 15. Yep. Not getting some choice encounters, am I? The leadership goes back to the Avenging Madman. Actually, she was the leader. So she's the one who should be taking this damage. It's down to 14. Now he's the leader. So we're going to move for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just 2 short of Ostlink, and we have a Night Road event. Watched. An eerie feeling creeps up the back of our spines. We felt as though we were being watched. The rustling in the trees above justified our fears. So we have to roll another die and see what happens. It's 1 to 3. A flickering light descends. Skirmish with a shadow wisp. Oh, so we have to do a skirmish. Well, let's get to it. And I'm going to find the shadow wisps, which are, I believe, well, I'm not sure exactly which one of these. Oh, it's among the undead, or I think it's among the undead. Sure. So let's. What you're hearing right now is me pulling the drawers of my creature crate. I brought that thing with a few months back. I had some of the miniatures, but not all of them. And the creature crate contains all of them. Now I have a few that are in double, but it's still cool. So shadow wisps. Well, I found wisps. I'm not sure shadow part. Why do they call them shadow wisps? There's only wisp. I don't have any shadow wisps. So I'll assume that's what they meant. So that's going to be what I'm going to be fighting. Okay. First, I'm going to have to determine how many. There's going to be a wisp of level 2. Okay. Now, its attack, when it hits, gives us 1d4 vitae of damage. Well, he has an absorption of 1. I don't know if they're immune to that, or I don't think so. Nope. No, doesn't make any difference. Okay, so first I'm gonna roll for the wisp. It always begins I'm going to be rolling at a straight up attack. I'm not going to do any defense. So it means that in this case, he has a defense of 44 because of that item. This means a 44 will hit him. A 38 will hit her. Now 35 means that he misses us both. Alright. Now the Avenging Madman is going to be attacking with his bale hook. That thing is a defense of 40. Not too shabby. Okay. 40 it is. Now she has 3 charges with her quads, although I'm wondering if I'm not going to attack with... I think I'm going to attack with my Bowie knife. A better shot at hitting him. Which means that for the Avenging Madman, it's +5, and another +5 because of his might. Which means that I only need 30 or more to drop it one damage. With a 40 is enough, so it's down to 1. And as for the telepath, she needs... what's her base bonus? It's +3. So she has +8 when she attacks with the Bowie knife, which means that she needs a 32 or more. 33. That was close, but still did it. So the Wisp has been vanquished. And it gives us no lore, but each of us receive 5 coins. So we're starting to get some dough. A little money. Not a lot, but still, it's better than nothing. Now, does it go before? After the White Wolf. Okay, put this back here. So yeah, let's put maybe 5 coins each. And 5 is... is there a 5? Yeah, there is. So 5 coins and 5 coins. So we both have... If we had had this encounter before the other guy, we would not be cursed right now. But yeah, that's just the way things go. Okay, so we have dealt with the Wisp. Now leadership goes back to Sabine. And we roll into Ostelink. Use town services. Only the physician and gypsy caravan service are available in the town of Ostelink during this story. All right. In Ostelink, the streets are deserted, with the exception of an occasional townsperson hurrying home, or a drunk vagabond asleep in an alley. The few villagers you see scurrying on their way pause only to regard you with a cautious stare. You raise your arms and call out a friendly greeting, time and time again, with only quickly averted eyes as a response. It does not take much to sense that something is wrong. You catch sight of a street urchin eyeing you from a side alley. Unlike the rest, it seems her curiosity is winning over her caution. You wave her over, and she hesitantly approaches. When you ask her about the town and why everyone seems afraid, she looks nervous and says, "Many people are worried because of the strange things that are happening. It is worse in the countryside." No, I'm going to stop doing that. "And a lot The farm folks have come into town. The inn is completely sold out. You ask the girl what she knows about wolves and the priest. For a moment she feigns ignorance, but after a bribe of food, she tells you about the many recent wolves sightings. She warns that some have claimed that the wolves seem to change in the moonlight. With a full mouth, the urchin says she knows nothing of the visiting priest, but that you might be able to find out more answers at the inn. So choose a path. Will you give the street urchin some spare change? One character may give the urchin a coin, if you have one, and the character who does so reads the story moment 25 on page 46. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to pay 1 coin from my Avenging Madman, and I'm going to go see what happens here. So story moment 25 on page 46. 46, here we are. As thanks, you toss a coin to the filthy child, who catches it midair and makes the shiny disappears quick as a blink. She turns to go on, but then pauses and says, I know one more thing. The wolves like to hide in the tall grass, ambushing their prey. Be careful. Gain the blue story marker. Story marker are words that can either cause a positive or negative event later in a story. But the players will not know which is the case until it is revealed. Don't read ahead. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Once the story is completed, all story markers are discarded. So I gain the blue story marker, which is this thing right here. And since he's the one who gave her the coin, then he's the one who gets the story marker. Okay, so let's continue. Once this is done, through the urchin's word, the inn is bursting with people and heated conversations. Most of the patrons look to be farmers, with the occasional merchant in the crowd. The room goes quiet as you enter, and you sense you are not welcome. The innkeeper speaks. What is your business here? You tell the crowd that you're looking for information specifically about the missing priest and strange wolves that have been giving the town trouble. The innkeeper growls. We don't know anything about a priest, and we can take care of a few wolves without any help from the likes of you. His words are fierce, and you notice several of the patrons look uncertain. Ignoring the others' uncertainty, he continues. We have no room here. You can have a drink, but afterward, I suggest you move on. So, Trickery 7, a random character. Alright. So, a random character is going to be 1 or 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be the Avenging Madman. And Trickery 7. Now, in this case, it's Trickery 8 because of the -1 to skill roll. Well, the curse has really hit us in the teeth because we couldn't see what was going on until it's too late. Failure. A bottle strikes you in the head. That hurts. Lose 2 vitae. So down to 17 with my Avenging Madman. Now choose a path. The assault by the crowd has upset you. They are gaining confidence having made the first move. They are now getting ready for a good old-fashioned bar fight. Choose one. If you decide to calm down the crowd to prevent somebody from getting hurt, read story moment 37. Or Choice 2, you may decide to teach these peasants a lesson for being uncooperative. Story moment 58. Not really looking for a fight, so I think I'm going to try to calm them down. Story moment 37. 37 on page 47. Reads like a choose your own adventure game, doesn't it? 37. We need to calm this angry mob. Choose a character to make a speech 8 check. Well, it's going to be the telepath because she has the best shot at it. But with the penalty, we still needed 8 in order to succeed at this roll. So let's see if we succeed. Again. 7. Again, because of the curse, we barely miss it. Failure. And then we add an additional penalty because of the because someone was hit with a bottle. So we have to skirmish with an angry mob. Well, it's like when you gotta do it, you gotta do it. So is it this one? I don't think so. I think it's gonna be the other stack of encounter cards. Let's get those away. Get these. Angry mob. I think I should leave these in the open. I'm gonna need to use them. Or not, I think. Watchman, Undertaker. Okay. So an angry mob. I'm gonna skirmish with an angry mob. Alright. Lose D4 Vitae. If the mob's total attack roll is 80 or more, increase the skirmish counter by 1 up to the maximum. Alright. Defense of 42. So how much are they gonna... Well, I can't hit a damn dice tray, so it was a 2. So, yeah, we're going to skirmish against a level 2, which means they have a +1 damage, but -5 to their might. Okay. Am I going to put myself on defense here? I think it would be a good idea this time. At least for her. Not for both of them. You know what? Well, let's forget about that. I'm just gonna straight up fight them. So this. Now let's see if they're gonna hit me or not. Nope, 19. That's a huge failure on their part. Let's hope I don't follow their example. So first, I'm gonna attack with the Avenging Madmen. I have +10. They have 42 defense. That means I need a 32 in order to hit them. That's 86. So, yeah. That scored a good hit. As for our telepath, I'm going to try to hit them with the Bowie knife. And if I don't, I can always end this combat by spending a power point. So let's see. 42, I have +8. That means I need a 34. And with 82, it's a resounding success. And the angry mob has been dispatched. Now it's going to give me 6 coins each, which I will gladly take. 5, And 5 plus 1, 6. This gives no lore, but that's okay. Now, yeah, now that the angry mob has been dealt with, I'm going to return it to the encounter stack. Okay, so that this is over with, maybe some cooler heads will prevail. The tension leaves as quickly as it escalated. These villagers are scared. It explains their short fuse. But what is more surprising is how defeated they seem once they've calmed down. It's as if they believe no amount of fighting will help. After peace is restored, a farmer approaches you nervously and says, "Your priest passed through my land inquiring about the way to Nurian's Hollow. I told him of a shortcut I know. A day later, crazed wolves came down out of those hills, devouring my livestock and attacking my family. We ran here to Osterling to find help, but everyone's too scared to leave town. If you agree to destroy those wolves, I will tell you of the shortcut." Okay. I could take the, yeah. I think I'm going to go help him. Let's see what happens here. Oh, she's down to 14, not 74. That would be nice, but... So yeah, I'm going to go with the... Yeah, I'm going to go... You decide that you cannot... No. You decide to help the farmer with his troubles. Read story moment 46 on page 48. You realize how much courage it took for this man to approach and ask for help. He was obviously nervous but overcame his fear. It shouldn't take too much time to deal with a few wolves, and the farmer has promised to tell you of a shortcut that will help you make up for time lost. Skip to the farm, choice 2, on page 6. So page 6. The farm. The farmer leads you out of town and points in the direction of his field. "There is my land. I ask you kindly to destroy those wolves." In the dusk, when you reach the farm, the moon hides itself behind a thick layer of clouds, but the stars are bright, allowing you to see well enough. There, the quiet atmosphere changes as you hear soft growls. Rabid wolves emerge from their hiding place among the tall grass, sniffing the air, their eyes almost seeming to glow. Primary goal: defeat the rabid wolves. See the encounter dialogue box. Don't forget to search their bodies for loot, obviously. Optional goals: investigate all search locations available only during combat. Perform a search. Investigate the scarecrow. Okay. So I'm going to set up the map and proceed with this encounter. So I'm going to move this aside. And the map that I need is FCOA. is. My characters are still at Osterling, so I'm going to try not to move things around too much. Now my start zone is here, so my Avenging Madman is going to start here, and the Telepath is going to start behind it. Now we have one skill check here, which is an Ecology 5 check. So obviously I would be the best person to do it would be the Avenging Madman, but let's see if I'm going to have time to do this. That's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be here. And then we have a search token also. These no. The search tokens are in here. There they are. So the search token is going to be here. Is there anything else on the map besides the wolves? Well, there's going to be 3 of them, so might not be. It's probably not going to be an easy fight. Rabid wolves. Okay, so there's 2 of us. They have 13 vitae. And it's dusk, so they have -5 fight. Each of them is going to give 2 coins. Each defeated gives 2 coin and 10 lore. Okay, well, let's see. I'm going to put the wolves here, because I'm going to be using my trusty dice tray. And the wolves are locate my wolf miniatures. It's not this one. Is it this one, perhaps? Damn it. I'm pretty certain it's this. Those are the trees. Yeah, there they are. I have to get 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Now, one of them is right here. Second is here. The third one is behind the fence here. Okay, so we have to throw this die to decide who begins. It's going to be, we're the white, they're the black. I think it's the, I'm not sure, I think it's the highest one who begins, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to go have a look at the rule. Encounter. First strike. Whoever rolls the highest goes first. So, like I said, it's going to be white for us, black for them. Don't read anything into that. Well, we have a 10, they have a 2, which means we are the ones who begin. Okay, so we have a chance, maybe, and it's the leader that begins. So we have a chance, maybe, to kill one before. It's a... I have a chance that... Oh, I completely forgot I have to leave this here. Okay, so we're going to start with the telepath, because she's the leader. And first thing she's going to do is attack with her quartz lantern. Now she's going to be on the attack. She's not going to use any defense. And since she has... yeah. Okay, so... means that her chance of hitting are... they have a defense... what's their defense? 41. Stride of 5. I'm pretty fast, but so is my madman. They have a oh, and since it's dusk, they have -5 to hit us. So, yep, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to be able to reach her, so they are actually going to have to attack him. And they might not even be able to do that. So, I'm going to attack this one first. I'm going to blast it with a psychic bolt. And she has +3 when she attacks. So she needs a 38 in order to hit him. Wow, that was a bad roll. So she does not hit him with her attack. She can, however, use her psychic implosion, which she will, to cause him 1d4 damage and maybe cause it to lose its turn. So I'm going to roll both die at once. And let's see what the result is. Yes! I inflict 2 damage to this wolf, which reduces it to 11. So I'm going to be using these to mark. But more importantly, it loses its turn because I hit with a 6. So it cost her 1 power point, but that was an efficient use of my power points. So now that I have killed, now that I've eliminated this wolf from the equation, I'm not sure I'm going to attack it with the madman. I think I'm going to go and try to attack the other one. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I can run fast enough. And I'm going to attack him with my bale hook. And I might actually do 2 attacks on him. Depending on what happens. So I'm going to roll the damage die at the same time as the attack. In case I hit. So... in this case, it's going to be +5, +5. I need a 32. And I hit, but only with a 1. So that sucks a little. I can add 1d6 to any die roll. I'm tempted to use it. Yeah, I'm going to use it. Try to do a little more damage. Well, that's a 4, so at least I have 5, 6, 7, 8 damage on it. So out of 13, it's now down to 5. So I'm going to just use 1 die. It's down to 5. And then I'm going to use the boom to do the extra attack and hopefully kill it before it can activate. So once again, I'm going to be throwing all the dice at once. Let's see what happens. That was a complete failure, and plus I would have done only 1 damage. So, yeah, I didn't hit. Okay, so now it's their turn. So this one loses its turn. So it will just stand up, but it does nothing. It's just with the bird sound of the little birds floating on his head. And this one is going to attack the madman, and this one is going to start coming towards the madman, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But he's not reached him yet. Which means that I have a chance to maybe get rid of 1 wolf. So the wolf attacks my madman with a 22, which is not enough to hit. So, okay. Crappy roll all around. Crappy dice roll all around. So it's back to us. Now my leader, the telepath, is going to... I have already fired once. I'm going to fire again at this wolf. Maybe I'm going to kill him before he... freeing the madman to attack another target. Or maybe try to do this ecology thing over here. Come on, honey! So I'm going to use another implosion because this is really sucking right now. So I was down to, 5. It's now down to 4. It's 1d4 and maybe cause it to lose its... No, I do only 2 damage to it. Now the Avenging Madman is going to attack. Oh, for God's sakes! That's not even the right roll. The correct die. It's this one I'm supposed to use. Oh, come on! I really am rolling crappily. Damn! I hate when that happens. It pisses me off. Okay, so now they're all gonna attack. Well, this one is gonna come and attack her because, well, I didn't appreciate the psychic implosion, so it's going to attack her. Well, at least they're rolling as bad as I do. Okay, this one is going to attack the Avenging Madman. And misses. And this one is also going to attack the Avenging Madman. And this time he hits. So that's 64. Now that's a 4, which means the wolf leaps at you. Lose 3 vitae and gets pushed 1. So I lose 3 vitae minus 1. So I lose only 2 vitae. But when I get pushed, I also get 1d4 damage. So that's another 2. So I lose a total of 4. So I think I'm going to be using my ignore 1d4 from an attack. So, wow. Okay. So I get 3 damage. So it's down to 14. Okay, so first with the telepath, I'm going to try to blast this one again. Oh, wow. Now, I keep getting the 0 on this one, so I think I'm going to change it because... Now, it was lucky this time because it gives me a... what it's called, a supreme attack or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm going to go check it out what it does. So I finally lucked out. So when I attack and gains the 100, that's what happens. Something happens. Something good usually. Bad when it's happening to us, but good when it's being done to the others. So devastating attack, I think it's called. Yeah, devastating strike. If a character rolls they gain an extra move and act, an activation, or they recover all their power points. And I think, well, first I'm going to see, I think it, yeah, I'm going to kill him straight up because the minimum damage I do kills this wolf. So it's dead. So I think I'm going to use it. I'm not going to recover my power point. I'm just going to try to attack this. That's my third attack with this anyway, so I can't. My lantern is gone. But I can try to Bowie knife this little guy here with my extra activation. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll be using this and try to stab this little guy with 33. Now 33. I have a defense of 41. I have plus 8. I barely hit it. But barely is enough. So the Bowie knife is 1d4 plus 2. I have plus 1, so that's plus 3. That's 2 plus 3 equals 5. It's down to 6 damage. And then I'm going to use again my Psychic Implosion and try to slow it down as much as I can. So so it's just down to 5, and it's not going to be slowed down. And the Avenging Madman, I think I'm going to go attack him. And maybe finish him off. Although, judging from my dice roll so far, that's not very likely. But, well, we'll give it a try. That's 34. I hit, but again, with the absolute minimum damage that I can do, which means I only cause 4 damage, and it's down to 1 hit point. And there's nothing I can do about that. And it sucks, but that's just the way it goes. Okay. So now it's their turn, and now wolf number 1, this one, is going to keep attacking the telepath because he really doesn't like her. And with a 34, he doesn't hit. Now this one is going to be trying to chomp my butt off, and that's a 77, which is a hit. Now 7 for them. Let me just move this aside. It's the hamstring. Lose 1d4 plus 1 vitae. And become immobilized 5. So I can roll against immobilized, which what is the resistance against immobilization? Immobilized. Resist bonus trickery. Alright. Okay. So that means I need a 5. But first I'm going to see what damage he does to me. I have an absorption of 1. And obviously he's going to do the maximum. So I'm going to again use my ability, which lowers me to 3. And well, at least I don't get the minimum. So basically he does only 1 damage to me. But he has a chance to immobilize me. So I was at 14. I'm down to 13. Now immobilize. Immobilize means I need a 5 or no, a 6 because of that. And I am immobilized. So I'm going to be getting his immobilized token, which is not this one, but this one. Immobilized. Minus 10, stride 0. That might play into what we do next. Okay. So first she's gonna move here and attack this wolf, and then I'm going to blast that one with my... I'm supposed to have 2 power left. This one is going to die, that's for sure. Let's see if I can do some damage on this one. Yes. Now let's see how much damage. 2 plus 3 equals 5. It's down to 6 hit point. No. 8 hit point. 8. 8 hit point. And then I'm going to roll. Well, yeah. It's down to 1 power point, but that's enough to murder this wolf. So the second wolf has been dispatched. And now the Avenging Madman hopefully will do some avenging. Oh, some. Not a lot, but some. Oh, he has minus 10. I have to remember that, but still, it's enough to hit him. So that's 2 plus 3 equals 5 damage. That thing is down to 3 hit point. And he's going to attack me. Yep, he hits me, which means that he causes 3 damage plus a d4 because of the push. That's 4 damage. I'm again going to use my ability to lower this damage, maybe a little. Well, that's 3, so I'm down to 10. And he pushes me back here. You know what, I'm not going to waste any time trying to find stuff in here. I'm just going to finish these guys. So, she's going to she's going to attack him with her Bowie knife. Yep. And the minimum she does is enough to kill it, so she does. And the wolves have been dispatched. Unfortunately, I didn't do any searching on the... so I'm not gonna have the optional reward, whatever it was. I don't really care. I took care of the wolves. That's what I was supposed to do. And that's what I did. Oh. And the character with the blue story marker, I forgot to look at that. I had a +5 might because of that. So, what I'm wondering is when this immobilized thing, I think it lasts until the end of the fight. Not sure what I think it does. Immobilized. This status ends when the combat is over. So, yeah. I am no longer immobilized. I'll put it there. Okay. So, I received 30 lore and 6 coins for this fight. So, we're now at 45 lore each. But I believe I'm going to be using 30 of those to try and get rid of this cursed condition. Because it's really hampering my progress. Still, I get the 6 coin. So, yeah. It's 5 plus 1 or... I'll change it later. That's not this one. It's this one. Yeah. This one plus this. So they each have... he has 17, she has 18 coins. It's not a whole lot, but... better than nothing, I suppose. Okay. And now that the fight is over, after the fight, after the wolves are dealt with, the farmer tells you, beyond is a path that will take you to an old burial ground. The mausoleum there houses a long-forgotten entrance into the cave of Nurian's Hollow. This is where the priest went. He agrees to show you this shortcut and offers to join you. The leader gains the farmer companion. Alright. So, I have room for one more companion. Let's see what help he's going to be. So the farmer companion. Farmer. Well, it's going to be the last one. +1 ecology, +1 maximum vitae. Alright. So, with this, I think that before we continue, we are going to end it here for this particular video. I'm going to be uploading this one. So I'm going to be continuing with part 2 later on, because I really want to eat right now. So this is a fun game. I really like it, regardless of my crappy die roll earlier. But I still managed to defeat the wolves, so all's well that ends well. And well, so this has been the first part of that playthrough of Everything Changes, of scenario from Folklore the Affliction. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. This has been the chairman bidding you a fond farewell until your next visit to the boardroom.